Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Miranda Romanovic. I'm the CEO of the Ontario PSW Association and host of PSW podcast. But this is a very special seminar webinar that we're bringing to you guys due to high demand. I'm joined by Nicole Crawford, our Director of Operations. Unfortunately, our PSW who was going to be joining us tonight is actually dealing with a possible appendicitis. So unfortunately, she could not join us, and that's a good reason as to why. So we're going to get started here about working for yourself as a PSW, about how to start your own home care business, about how to work for yourself as a sole proprietor. This seems to be a very, very hot topic in Ontario for the association, isn't it, Nicole?
Huge. It is. I think it's safe to say that it's kind of like the future of being a PSW. I think it's the way that the trend is kind of leaning towards is being entrepreneurs, working for yourself, get private clients. It's the way to go.
Yeah. So, I mean, we always get these questions because we do have an entrepreneurial membership with the association. And so, of course, we always get, and that, let's be honest, that entrepreneurial membership was created because of personal support workers who were working for themselves or wanted to work for themselves, and they wanted to have a better deal, a more affordable insurance plan, and have support from the association. So, I mean, how to start working for yourself in a private home care business, running this business yourself, is you have to believe
Mhm.
in yourself and your abilities, number one. I remember when I was an active working personal support worker, I did work privately for myself for more than a few private clients who happened to pick me up through, I think I bumped into one lady in a grocery store and I was helping her, and her mom required care. And so I went and helped her mom. And you really have to believe in yourself and your abilities because you don't have anyone to really fall back on. So you
Yeah.
have to be a confident PSW. You have to create your business motto, values, and offerings. So we have some PSWs that obviously do more kind of high medical care for their people, but also some that decide that they want to do some light housekeeping.
Mhm.
Perhaps they want to do some yard work for them. It's really, that's a great part about this,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Is
You
that,
tailor it. You tailor it to what you are offering as a PSW and what your client needs. And it's
yeah.
nice to be able to do that because a lot of the times in other situations everything is dictated to you as a PSW, so this gives you free reign to provide the services you want to provide as a PSW.
Course, without going over your scope of practice and
Yep.
still remaining within your scope of practice. But I mean, and that's why that's the next point is signing up as an OPSWA entrepreneurial member. This is highly important for individuals who plan to go work for themselves out in the communities. You need to have this insurance to protect you. This is to protect you and your assets, okay? If something were to happen while you were in private care and you don't have any supports, you're on your own, right? So I mean, obviously as an optional member you have the association, and we do support our entrepreneurial members. However, insurance is there to make sure you don't lose your home, car, or your livelihood. That's why you get insurance. We also recommend booking a meeting with your local small business center. I mean, that's also something you can do. You're going to ingrain yourself in your community anyways, so you might as well really ingrain yourself in the community and really, start talking to them.
Your
Create
business,
a
in a lot of places they have your business communities, and they have the business after five, and connection, and you can really get some good connections in the community with other business owners that might not even have to do anything with PSW, but you could get clients out of that. There's so many different, you have to think outside the box a lot too.
Yeah. And it's,
Yeah.
what, and I think that's kind of fun, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of fun. But I mean, we're just gonna run through these real quick because we have a
Yeah.
lot of slides after this that kind of play into it. Create an at-home workplace, free advertising, business name and cards, open a business account, keep good records, find a good accountant, that's very important, and
Yeah.
find clients and network within your community and others associated with OPSWA.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get more into believing in yourself and your abilities. You want to take this one, Nicole?
Sure. So obviously going about it yourself, you have to have that confidence to do it. You don't have somebody dictating what you're doing or where you're going or making your schedule for you. So, you know, it's a scary thing, but you have to have that confidence to do it, because like it says, the biggest reason people are not investing in themselves is fear of the unknown, what ifs, not believing themselves, thinking too far into the future. um, and this is coming from the perspective of entrepreneurial PSWs, and Kim especially, but she was saying, it was hard to overcome. She started her own business 3 times. It wasn't until the third that she realized that her success depended on believing in herself and using her experience to support every client and family that she cared for. So that's the other thing too. Like, if you don't succeed, try again. Don't think you're a failure if you didn't get it right the first time. Pick yourself up and do it again.
Yeah.
If you know that you can provide that care to that person, then you already have something, right? And whether you can or can't is up to you, which one you feed that leads to your success or failure. And that's it. I mean, and if it doesn't work out, okay, but you, at least you can, look back on it and say that you tried.
Try and try again.
Yep.
Amen. So the best resource you have, guys, is your OPSWA, is the Association for PSWs in Ontario. The entrepreneurial membership is a must, because I said again, it's about protection, insurance, a code of conduct. Biggest resources is advertising for your business. We advertise for all of our entrepreneurial members if they ask us and if they take advantage of it. We also, all of our members get criminal background checks done every single year. It's a part of your membership cost. You also have access to continuing education at a 50% discount, I might add, mentorship and camaraderie with other PSWs. We're also starting a committee for entrepreneurs, by the way, guys, entrepreneurial PSWs, so that you guys can actually offset each other for vacations, network, really grow this entire network. Help with hiring needs. So OPSWA, we do have the largest network of PSWs in Ontario to choose from. So, our personal support workers, I like to say, are the best in Ontario. And, they have the insurance and they have the drive, and, you can choose from another OPSWA PSW. And like just here too, is meet other entrepreneurial PSWs, work together to staff for vacation or 6 days and support one another. And that's a big committee that's coming in together. And it's important that you have that support, because just because you're working in the community doesn't mean that you aren't going to be, supported. And you should be supported, really.
The one thing that's missing from here that is also included is that when you do become an entrepreneurial member, you do get access to OPSWA documents and forms that you can use towards. So we have, care plans. We have so much stuff that we automatically give to our entrepreneurial members to help them out when they're starting out.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Yep.
I mean, we meet with you guys as well. Like our
Yep.
team, we meet with you guys, talk about strategy, talk about how you guys can do stuff. Like, we don't leave you on your own, absolutely not. So you do not have to have a registered business name if you have your name in your business title.
Yep.
So if I was, so example is Judy's Loving Touch Home Care, Karen's Stay at Home, private care services, or Miranda's Marvelous Care, or Nicole's, I don't know, something, Home Care Plus. If you do something
Neat
along
home
those
care.
lines, yeah, yeah. Nicole's Neat Home Care. So, I mean, if you have something like that, you don't have to register your business name. If you choose a different name, however, that does not have your name in the title, you must get a master business license. So if this is, and when I say this is easy, this is so absolutely simple. You guys could do it right now as we're on the webinar if you wanted to. It is a $5 charge for each name lookup. If you choose to do a name lookup, that's up to you, or an $80 charge every 5 years to own that business name. It's so simple. It's absolutely simple, right, Nicole?
It's even easier than trying to register a website.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
amen to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, amen to that.
Yeah.
So once you get started, you have next steps. Do you want to take them through the next steps, Nicole?
Sure. So a good thing to do is create an email for your business. Easiest way to do this, Gmail. Do it through Gmail. It's not unprofessional if you don't have your own domain, or if you're going through a web portal like that. Gmail is perfectly fine for businesses, and a lot of big businesses still use Gmail. GoDaddy is another one which we use. Create a logo, and I mean, especially now in 2025, I can't imagine when I was doing private care trying to like create a logo and using Microsoft Word and Draw and all this kind of stuff. Now you can literally put it in Chat GPT and say, make me a logo with this, and it will probably come up with the most incredible logo. So it's
Yeah.
so easy to do that. But create a logo that you're really going to want to have something associated with yourself, right?
Yeah.
Make it your own. Don't make it generic. Design and order your business cards. We can give all this information too. So just so you know, we do have one-on-ones through Calendly. We can assist with this, but I mean, we get ours through Vistaprint, and it's quick, it's easy, it's very inexpensive. And then again, through the small business centers and the local chamber of commerce in your areas is a great resource because they're there to help out those small businesses, and it's great for networking.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
it doesn't have to be
Absolutely.
all done at once. I mean, you can take steps in doing this. You know what I mean? Like, don't get all this order and do all this until you kind of have yourself in a little bit of a flow and establish, because then you're not going to be stuck with all this if it doesn't work.
Exactly. Well, amen to that. And I mean, Nicole, you and I can definitely speak to creating a workplace at home. You need to have a clear workspace at home. That's where
Yep.
Nicole and I are right now, where we work from every single day. As I'm sure many of you seen this background 1,010 times. But, having that organization, having that space that you can work just on that is
Yep.
super important to the success of any business. You need to be organized, you need to know where things are, you need to have your space so
Yep.
that you can operate your business successfully.
Yeah.
And I mean, I love how this works out here. Home office at the beginning of every year, set up 12 file folders with each month and year on them. Bill twice a month. So you're going to be wanting to bill them on the 15th and the 30th and attach any receipts pertaining to each client on the invoice. So let's say you took them out for lunch and you paid. Well, you're going to put that receipt attached to that invoice. Okay. Um, Add your bills, business bank account statements, and anything pertaining to the business. So, utilities, cell phone bill, gas, car maintenance, office supplies. That's the great part about working for yourself, guys. You can literally write off more than half of your stuff that you do. It's fantastic.
Yep.
Meals with client or business meeting meals. You can write all of that off. Open a business bank account. Super important to help keep your business and personal accounts separate. This helps when dealing with payments, taxes, and lowers anxiety with helping keeping things separate. You pay yourself from this account as well as business related expenses. And create your own invoice and mileage forms. There's a lot of really great apps out there for
Yeah.
everyone who's watching that you can access and they don't cost anything.
Yep.
If I had my phone on me, I don't because we're actually streaming on TikTok right now as well. But there's it's I think it's literally called Invoice app. And
Yeah.
I pay nothing for this invoice app. And I believe my husband uses it and he pays $50 a year. And he's a contractor and he invoices like stupid.
Yeah.
So, it's you got to make sure you keep things. Now, one question that did come up, I noticed that um how much do you charge a client? So how much do you charge the family? Which is, I mean, Nicole, it's an interesting question because we get asked this all the time,
Every day. Yep.
every
Every
single day,
day. We
every
get
single.
asked it by PSWs, and we get asked by the clients, who the general public who are asking for ops with PSWs to come and work for them privately. So we get asked from both ends, what do I pay them hourly? And then we get asked by the PSWs, what do we charge them hourly? So that's a big one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what I always like to say is, it's depending upon. I mean, never start at lower than 25 an hour. That's really what I say, and you have to have an hour minimum. Right? So like you have to have hours minimum. So whether that's 2 hours, 4 hours, whatever you decide that makes it worth your time, then you have to have a certain amount of hours as a minimum. I always say though, for like the really lower care, more like a companionship, maybe go a little bit under 25 depending upon what they want you to do. But when it gets into heavier care, like when you're dealing with someone with, dementia, Alzheimer's, yeah,
Yeah,
cognitive issues,
yeah.
Parkinson's,
Parkinson's, yeah.
you're getting into palliative care, you're getting into that stuff, then that's when the hourly wage goes up.
Because it's more specialized care. So you want to almost build, um, a wage tree where, it literally depends. If you're just doing respite or you're going in to help somebody to make their lunch or to get their groceries, or you're obviously don't have to charge as much as if you were doing that real heavy care or for extended periods of time. So it's always gonna be up and down, but kind of just make yourself that, you know, I can't even think of the name right now. It's been a long day, but just, yeah, make a chart
Mhm. Make it
of where,
scalable,
yeah,
scalable wages. Yeah.
scalable chart of what your wages and charges would be.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I hope that answered your guys' question. So, business tips, right? Creating a business motto and value helps people know who you are and what your business stands for. So it's like OBSWA. What do we always say? PSWs for PSWs,
Yeah.
respect and recognition for the personal support worker. Those are our mottos, right?
Yeah.
So Kim's motto was, my motto is to make you look good, feel good, and have a great day. I think that's a great motto.
I love that. It just
Fantastic.
makes you smile when you say, like, how can you not be happy about saying that? You couldn't
Yeah.
go to somebody miserable and say, yeah, my motto's I have to make you look good, feel good, and have a great day. You can't say that miserably,
No, absolutely.
right?
And then and also too, she added to her motto was, my value is to provide excellent client-centered care in support of your daily living, all while keeping you at home, living each day to its fullest with a little help from a friend. I
Love
mean,
that.
I got
That's
goosebumps.
like, that's amazing.
That's
I
an
Both of them.
amazing. Yeah, 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 absolutely. Absolutely. So
That's awesome.
now to the real question, Nicole. This is a question we get. I got this yesterday on TikTok so
Yep.
many times. They were asking me about this, how to find clients.
Yep.
I'm going to be honest, there is no easy way to find clients. There really isn't.
No.
It's all about putting yourself out there and thinking outside the box, right?
I know a lot of
So,
people would love to have that. They automatically think starting their own business and hiring PSWs and stuff, they want to get that government contract and get
oh
something
yeah,
from Ontario Health at Home. Don't aim too high. Don't aim for the moon when you can only reach the stars. Like, that's a little far fetched. Not to say that it can't happen, because we have had entrepreneurial members get contracts with Ontario Health at Home,
yeah.
but it's not as easy as you would think it is, or
It's
as
very
desirable,
difficult, or
or
is
as
desirable
desirable,
too. Yeah.
really.
Yeah. It's a pain in the butt. It's a pain in
Yeah.
the butt. So, I mean, like Kim had put here, get some business cards. I mean, go through Vistaprint. It costs nothing to get 500 business cards and just hand them out all over the place. I find when I was working privately, the best success that I had was at churches, synagogues. I would go to farmers markets. I would just be out in my community. A lot of it
Yeah.
actually was through my kids' school.
The bingo hall, the
Yeah.
casinos. I mean, this is me talking from the Niagara region, but you would hit up the casinos, you would hit up the bingo halls, you would hit up those areas like the senior centers. Go and put your card on the wall. I mean, so many of them, and you have, like, that's why thinking outside the box, you don't want to think too far fetched and too digitally
No.
and to 2025, because
Yeah.
these are a lot of these, like, not to say that all of our clients and stuff are our seniors or anything like that, but the majority of the ones that are going to need assistance now, yes, they are more in the elderly age group. um, but that's kind of the way to get out there, is think boots to the ground, right?
Also,
get
too,
get
your
out there and
family.
handing cards. Yeah, your
Yeah,
family.
your family can definitely help out as
Yeah.
well. Your poor family, but families do come in handy. I mean, they will spread the word for you. Maybe they know, somebody in their church or their synagogue
Fellow
or their
PSWs.
mosque or
Fellow PSWs. You know
yeah,
how many
fellow
private clients
PSW.
I had just from girls that I worked with before? I had one, and she knew that I lived around the corner from her Nona.
Oh
And
yeah.
she randomly messaged me the one day and she goes, "Oh my God, Nicole," she goes, I just need some, some advice and some assistance. Nona needs some help, blah, blah, blah. She's getting people in from the agency. And I said, don't worry, I got you. Threw the scrubs on and I went. It literally takes 2 seconds just to go, and then you're not just helping out a fellow PSW, you're helping out a friend, and you're doing something to help their family. And I was so blessed to be able to take care of her Nona, right? And it literally took a message, you know?
Yeah, that's how it really works really, really well that way.
Yeah,
It really, really does. It really, really does. Same thing for me, right?
yeah,
Just all through that. So create flyers like we were just talking about, right?
yes,
So, this is an example of a flyer. Do you need a little help with your daily living? Personal care, compression socks, shower, dressing, light housekeeping, whatever you choose you want to do. Remember this. This is up to you. You don't have to do the typical model of the PSW, right?
yep.
You can also work with, young adults and children on the autism spectrum. You can
Specialized care. You can
very
tailor it
specialized.
to, if I mean, I'm a palliative and end of life PSW. So if
Yeah.
I only wanted to target those clients and families, that's what I'm going to do. Obviously, yeah, you can do other stuff, but if you really want to focus your attention and your experience on something that you specialize in, why not? The family's just they're going to benefit from it because you are more experienced in that sector.
Can I tell you guys too what families are looking for? So I was actually saying this yesterday on when I went live on our TikTok, and I said we have so many like different cultural families who are
Yep,
looking for people to speak specific languages. So I always say to individuals that like live within their communities and they're involved in their communities. I'll use myself as an example. I am Dutch. My family is Dutch. I speak Dutch. And so, like, I got hired at Holland Christian Homes faster than my head could spin because I spoke the language, right?
yep,
But this is what they're looking for.
yep,
They want, especially for the elderly population, because a lot of
yep,
them revert. Like my mom, God bless her, she's reverting back to Dutch because now she lives in an adult living center and she has, all these Dutch friends. She's reverting back to Dutch. So, that's what they're looking for. So, actually, in your own communities with your own people, you could probably find a heck of a lot of work because they're
yeah.
all looking for that, right?
It'll be
So,
so much easier and comfortable for them because they don't have to have that boundary of a language barrier or a cultural barrier or a religious barrier, a sexual barrier. So if they, if they only want to see men, then you know what I mean? It's you have that customization and it's so much more of a comfortable situation.
love the with the working private PSWs. What I love the most about it, honestly, is the continuity of care that these families are receiving.
Yep.
Because we all know with the, I mean, and no matter how much their hearts are in it with the agencies and the home care companies, they can't guarantee the same PSW every single time.
Yeah.
And that's really difficult for a lot of families that have like their loved one has dementia
Oh
or
yeah.
or they get comfortable with one person or another. Anyways, we're
Yeah.
getting off topic, but back to this create the flyers. As you can
Yeah.
see here, it's very simple and laid out. As a part of our entrepreneurial membership, you also have access to our marketing department who can actually assist you and give you advice on how to do these and have like strong posters out there.
Professional.
Yeah, professional
Yep.
ones out there.
Yep.
So advertising continued. She wrote at the bottom of my flyer, I attach an envelope and put about 25 cards in it. Then I go and post them at shopping malls, coffee shops, grocery stores, medical offices, senior centers, and etc. Go online, use Kijiji, Facebook, neighborhood apps, and make a business profile there. Facebook pages are huge for home care companies. You can
Yep.
also contact the Lynn, which is now Ontario Health, and see
Yep.
if there's anyone looking for a caregiver in the self-directed care program. So this
Which is
also
now the
opens you up,
FMHC. They
yeah,
kind of they just like
family
to change
managed
names
home
all the
care.
time.
I know family managed home care program,
Yeah, and
which by the
Ontario
way,
Health at Home.
yeah, which by the way, all OPSWA PSWs have the required insurance in order to work in that program. So, and also reaching out to other local PSWs can help you get your name out in the public, as well as giving you sounding boards for issues, stress, ideas. So, I mean, that's always another really great idea for advertisement. This is the CRA information. Someone had asked on here if whether or not we're recording this webinar and if we're going to be posting it later for you guys to watch. Yes, we are. Absolutely. So you guys will be able to actually get this information right off the screen if you don't catch it right now. So this is for the Canada Revenue Agency. This is who you can ask questions to about when you're starting your own business, when to get HST, and so on and so forth. This brings to the end of it. So we've kind of run it down. I don't know if there's much more we can
Yeah,
bring to the
there's a
table.
couple of questions. There's a question and answer here in our Zoom platform.
Wow.
Marvelez has asked a couple of things. One, how to charge a client, including charging through a family member's work benefit. So they're inquiring about that.
The work benefit, that would be between you and the family would have to figure it out. That
Yeah,
really doesn't have much to do with you. It would just really have to do with the family. The family would have to figure that out. Remember, because when you're working for yourself, I mean, you can start your own home care company to work for yourself, or you can be hired directly by a family. So if you're doing through like direct billing or like what's it called again? Passport or direct
yeah,
funding,
direct funding. Yeah, family
they
managed home
have to
care.
hire you directly. Yeah, they have to hire you directly because they receive funds from the government in order to hire someone to work with them and care for them. So, yeah. So I mean there's like a bunch of different ways that you can do this. But remember, if you become an OPSWA PSW member or entrepreneurial member, only entrepreneurial member, you will receive all the documentation that you require, plus access to the leadership to ask questions and all sorts of stuff and support. That's what we do best. I will tell you that much. It's what we do
Yeah.
best. Another question here. Why is it hard to get on the Ontario government programs? Because the entrepreneurial PSW, Anna, is kind of like a new vibe. Like like private working PSWs have also kind of always been around, but what we're finding is that the growth in the entrepreneurial PSW market has gone up by 70% since COVID.
Yeah.
No joke. Like this, in my opinion, this is going to take over home care one day. I really, really believe so.
And that's also because when they revamped the direct funding program and revamped it as the family managed home care, it really gave they really pushed for it for a lot of families because it enabled them to stop these lack of beds in long-term care, having these transitional beds. So they were pretty much saying, hey, if you can take them home, we can give you direct funding to hire your own caregivers or other healthcare professionals. And I think that's why, especially in the last 5 years, that the private funding and hiring private PSWs has taken off so much. And that's why. But because the government works more with larger volume, they're going to work with the larger home care companies, agencies, because even some of our entrepreneurial members that have an actual company and have staff members, they don't even have, you know, contracts with the Ontario government. It's just the nature of dealing with government
Also
contracts.
depends on the Ontario health team, I
Yeah,
think as well. Like I think
yeah,
it's the
yeah. The
location's a
area
big
you're in.
factor. The location's a really big factor. Okay, so we have another question here. It says, do you have PSWs who do foot care? They cut toenails. How much should they charge? I'm taking the Podortho foot care
Rodolfo.
course right now. Yes, please comment about such opportunities. Yes, obviously. I mean, you would honestly, if you're a foot care PSW, you're looking at probably about 25 an hour.
Yeah,
That's where I put you, is about 25 an hour if all you're doing is foot care. Because if it's foot care slash personal care, then it might be a bit different. Next question was, is $1 million liability insurance enough for entrepreneurial PSW? No,
no.
not even close. You
And
need at
none of ours
least
have less than 2 million. So,
yeah,
and the
exactly.
entrepreneurial has three.
Yeah, Entrepreneurial has $3 million professional liability insurance or medical malpractice. We did that because of, I hate to say it, the risks
Yeah.
that a private working PSW takes when you go out on your own, right?
With the standard PSW membership and the entrepreneurial membership, obviously, yes, you can work for yourself privately with just the standard PSW membership, but it's just giving you added stuff to upgrade to the entrepreneurial. Now, with that standard insurance that's included with the membership, when you activate your insurance policy, you do have the option to increase the insurance amount and also add the commercial general liability, which the FMHC is required. You can add that on afterwards. So
Mhm.
that's always an option as well.
Absolutely. The next question is, do I need to register an incorporation, and let me know other necessary processes? So it's dependent upon if you're opening up a home care company, like an agency. I don't recommend that
No.
because you need to be licensed now if you're going to open up like a huge agency, or call yourself an agency. I think it's $25,000
Yeah.
to license yourself.
That's
Um,
just new this year.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, incorporate. I mean, honestly, guys, start small. And we have like our PSWs that run their own businesses, and I'm using bunny ears, but run their own businesses. What they do is they actually they contract PSWs, and those PSWs are OPSWO members as well. So they all carry their own professional liability insurance, which takes the onus, and you're no longer an agency, you're just a home care service. So there's something for you guys to think about.
Yeah.
Um, uh, is it a good idea to work as a contractor to an agency? Yeah, if you're an OPSWO member, yeah. You need to cover yourself. Like I know I talk until like you guys are so sick of hearing me saying it, but insurance is detrimental to your success and your safety as a PSW. Doctors have it, nurses have it, you guys need it.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then like there's one last one there for you,
Yeah.
Nicole.
Jan,
So
I will I'm just gonna type the answer in here. If you want to send me an email, I'll give you all the details. I can look into your membership and stuff, okay? I'm just gonna put my email in the answer. Send me an email, and then when I'm back in the office in the morning, I will look into that for you. Same with there was another one, there was another quick question there. That
you're gone now.
Yeah,
Anyways.
yeah.
Oh
If
yeah,
there's
yeah.
any
Send the
questions,
assessment.
yeah, the
Remember, guys,
assessment,
if
I answered that as well.
yeah, so just remember,
Delta.
you have to be a member of the association in order to get the documentation that we're referring to. We just don't hand it out to anybody. You have to be a member of the association. Yeah.
I know Delta is one of our new entrepreneurial members, and that's why I said I'll send you the documents because I just processed her membership. So yes, I will send you that's why I said I'll send you the details. But yes, you do have to be a member. We can't just give it out.
What is the difference in work of having a publicly funded PSW and a private PSW? Most people would prefer to have government funded PSW. Is that correct? No.
Yes and
That
no.
actually isn't. We hear that from the public all the time.
Yep.
Like Nicole and I are face forward in front of the public all the time, and they're always looking for private working PSWs. And again, it's going back to that continuity of care.
Mhm.
That is highly lacking in Ontario healthcare. At no fault of any PSW, for the record. It's not the fault of the
No,
PSWs. It's
they're trying their
healthy.
best. They
Yeah,
want to go to that same client every day. And trust me, the clients don't want to have a different PSW 5 days in a row because then you're having to tell a different person every. I mean, it's frustrating on both parts, and it's not neither the fault of the client or the PSW. That's just the reality of it. So it's
yeah,
like to do private stuff, who wouldn't want that? And
exactly.
yes, I
Exactly.
get it. Covered by OHIP, they don't have to pay out of pocket. You still don't have to pay out of pocket if you're approved for FMHC.
No, you don't. And I mean, there's a lot of avenues out there. And that's like I said, Nicole and I are public facing forward all the time, talking to the public.
Look at how many
And
on Sunday. Look at how many
on
people we talked to on Sunday at a car
on
show.
Sunday, and you know what they were looking for? They were looking for private PSWs to work with their autistic sons. So there's a
And special
huge
needs
market.
because there was a large, because the car show was benefiting, the benefactor was Special Olympics Ontario. So of course there were tons of Special Olympians there. They were loving everything about it, and all their families were there. So of course they came up and talked to us, right? We were either helping them with first aid or chatting with them or answering questions. So it's those ones that have the special needs and the autistic needs and all this. That is what we were getting on Sunday for sure.
Yeah, well, also here too is, do clients ask for men PSWs all the time? Yeah, they do.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yep, they do. They do. We get those requests all the time, and that's why I'm always boasting about the male PSWs. I'm like, guys, come on in, guys, we need you
There's
because
not enough.
there's not enough
And
male
I think you can
PSWs.
say that across the board in every sector of a PSW. There's never enough male PSWs. And
Yeah,
same with like I have a posting right now that's live for our members that is a live-in PSW posting. And
yeah,
the member of the public approached us and wanted to hire specifically an OPSWA member as a live-in PSW. They don't come around a lot, those opportunities. And it's supposed, they want it to be long term. These opportunities are out there for our members, right?
absolutely huge.
Entrepreneurial and other.
Regulars and regular members. So,
Yeah.
Kristen, to answer your question, will this help with working with special needs? Absolutely. We actually have a division of the association called the Mental Health Community Support, where we do support young adults and adults on the autism spectrum. And many of our PSWs get hired through that program. And we're also developing a database for PSWs that are specialized in certain care, so that the public can access for public care purposes. So yeah, I mean, our membership definitely helps out a lot. Are there any festivals or events OPSWA offers in Ottawa?
We are
Not yet,
to go
Bernice.
to we are going to Ottawa, but not for an
Yeah,
OPSWA event.
we will be in Ottawa in October, but we're there to meet with Parliament. So yeah,
Not an
so
event.
maybe, who knows? Not an event, but we'll be there. But
Yeah.
not an event. So you know what, Nicole, this has been an absolutely fantastic webinar. I want to thank all of you guys for joining us for this webinar today. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at info@opswa.com. You know, our website is www.opswa.ca. Feel free to reach out us on Facebook. I mean, oh my gosh, TikTok. We have so many different avenues for you guys to reach out to us. So make sure that you check our bios. That's where you can find our link tree, find more information about everything there as well. If you have more questions about working as an entrepreneurial PSW, again, feel free to reach out. Thanks very much for joining us. Thank you all for being personal support workers. We appreciate every single one of you, and we see you every single day. And with that, Nicole, we're going to say, Ops
OPSWA
Way.
out. Good night.